Charles Purcell presents.
I'm reminded every time I push my card through the checkout line, my life ain't sensational, it sure ain't sublime. If I could, I know I would take a trip through the Inquirer, then the headlines would be about me and my affair with the U.S. Navy.
Woman struck by lightning gets amazing psychic powers.
The lightning didn't hurt much. I see new things on the hour.
Slow down aging with amazing new pill.
Now I'll live forever. I have my face on the dollar bill.
Whoa, Elvis married an alien. They're living in Blue Earth.
I'm carrying his love child, and it ain't the first.
There's a lot of information that's real scientific. Shampoo to raise your sperm count.
Hey, that sounds terrific.
If you wear red underwear, it will kickstart your sex life. You've got to believe what you read. For 95 cents, all you need. There's a quadriplegic hooker who works from her wheelchair.
I'd like to be her. She's someone who dares
To live a life that is exciting. It's very sensational. You won't see her on CNN. Thank God for this paper. Amen.
Okay, is this thing working? Am I on? Am I recording? Yes, okay. Hello, losers, half pint, half wits. You're here to gain from my wisdom. I am your servant. I am your humble servant. And in this series of videos, I will impart wisdom to you that I have culled over the years. I am a culler and a caller of wisdom, a seeker and a purveyor of enlightened thought. From which you will benefit for the very small cost of whatever it is you can contribute. You follow the link in the description of this video, and I think if it's working properly, the link is flashing right now, right on this very video. Let me take you on a tour of my studio, which doubles as my abode, triples as my temple, and quadruples as my den of iniquity. Let's go to turn on the light here. We're now in the kitchen, and you can see the dishes in the sink that need to be taken care of. You know, geniuses don't often specialize in neatness. If your house is neat and tidy, well, it's more proof that you are a loser, half pint, half wit. As we can see, I'm opening the cabinet here, various canned goods, a paper packet of turkey gravy, some almonds, raw whole almonds I bought at Sendik's, I think 7 months ago, and here they sit. I have lots of jars, as you can see, many jars that for some reason I keep next to my Tupperware, thinking I'll use them someday, and I do use them actually for my many paints. I'm a painter, of course. I'm a painter, I'm a poet, and mostly I'm a purveyor of wisdom. Let's check the fridge and see what's in here. Paste picante, some lettuce. That's still edible. That's good. Here are a few things. Some summer sausage from, well, I guess that was from summer. Oh, there it is. My fridge just turned on. Here, let's get to the real meat of this thing, because you want to subscribe to this channel. I'm not sure where you're seeing this, if it's on YouTube or I'll post this on Instagram and TikTok and wherever. But there are lots of ways to contribute, and that's the whole point, really. There's Venmo and there's Zelle, and I think I've got a Kickstarter going somewhere, and you can subscribe to my Patreon. But yeah, if you want wisdom, here we go. Let me just move this. This is an exercycle. What do they call it? Stationary bicycle. Bought this. I don't know, about a year ago. Never used it. Okay, here's the thing. Oh, let me show you this. All right, this is a nice big stack of papers here. This is some drawings. Here, look at this one. And there's another sketch of the view outside my window, which is vast and sweeping, much better than your view. It's because I really am. I'm the one who you're going to admire, and you'll try to copy me and my lifestyle. Okay, so here's. And here's a. See, this is still working. Just checking my tape here. Yeah. Okay. There's a globe here, as you can see, a globe of the Earth. Of course, I'm a flat earther, but I like to look at and spin it. I like to look at my globe and spin it, knowing that the Earth is flat. That's something else you should know about me. I'm a radical alt-right proto-fascist. In time, I will incorporate my thoughts into your thoughts. It'll be painless, loser, half pint, half wit that you are, but you'll enjoy the process. Just let me put these away. All right, continuing here. Let me turn this on. Now in the music studio, I'm firing up my gear in a minute here. Let me just turn that on. See if this is on. There it is. Often I'll. There's my piano. Let me. See, in addition to being a great painter, artist, poet, storyteller, seeker and purveyor of truth, as you can hear, I'm also a musical genius. Again, Patreon, Venmo, any of the various ways to contribute to your own. I'm your humble servant, and you, of course, my generous patron, because genius needs to eat. And so in these series of videos, I impart the wisdom, you kick into the kitty, because that's what us geniuses need. We need to eat after all. So let me continue the tour. What else can I show you? Here you go. This is interesting to you. Look at these. These are my degrees. I have university degrees. You don't, loser. No, I've got them. Oh, okay. What else? This is my turntable. Yes, because I'm a person who uses a turntable. Well, it's not connected at the moment. I actually lost the power cord for it a while ago. And this is an old Techniques. It's a Techniques turntable. I think it's about 30 years old. And so, of course, you admire me and my eclectic and very interesting possessions, which is the whole point of showing you this. Here's my guitar. Again, I'm talented in many, many ways. Here's a tambourine next to my very large collection of CDs and cassette tapes. Anyway, I'm all set to go. It's a fascinating tour. The real reason you're here, let's just recap. I, the seeker and purveyor of truth, am here to impart my wisdom. You are my benefactor. Venmo, Kickstarter, Patreon, all the links, all the ways to give. If you can't figure out how to give,
Okay. Once upon a time, there were two little kids walking in the forest. But then a big, green, scary monster jumped out of the woods. The kids were scared, and he said, Do you want to see what I can do with my long hair fingers, my purple lips too? The kids ran away as fast as they could. And the monster came running after them. Soon the kids came to a cliff, and where they can no longer run. And the monster came already. And he said, do you want to see what I can do with my long haired fingers and my purple lips too? The kids answered yes. So he put his hair finger up to his mouth and he did. The end. When you're walking through the forest, don't get away. This is a song for grown-ups. When you're walking, oh no! Do, 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 do. Okay. This is a song for grown-ups. This is only for grown-ups, not for kids. It's scary because you know it is. So, do you know what I'm talking about in the street, good street? Because it's only time for a big good beat. And when you know anything, I don't want to know. Because, you know, do the clap, clap, clap. Do the stomp, stomp, stomp. You know it's really good on the microphone. You don't say that. No, it is true. Do the dancing in time to go. Then you see in the time you go. Then you don't. We don't we don't wanna know, don't you know, because and you know you're going to time for anyway so because you know it's really good and that's what we don't want to know. What you don't want to know is fun. If you don't know in the pantsing time, then you know in the time I row. And that's the way we're gonna be. Yes, we do the clappy clap. Do the clappy clap. Do the clappy clap. You just don't know. Do the stumpy stomp. Do the stumpy stomp. As you just not know. Can you see the whistle time? In the snapping time around. And you know it's time to do away. You just don't know. Red or light, we can't hear it in the time around. We just can't hear a soul. We don't know. Call in the time when we don't know. If you can't muscle this yell, Jiminy Cricket, and that's about. Oh, you don't know anywhere though. And you know the clappity clap. You know it's understand. You know the stumpity stop. You know you don't go anywhere. Now, when you have a pen, make sure that you always hear a clip. In that time, it's really easy, because you know, I think you really like it.
Media mania, we look at your every flaw. Media mania, up until we break the law. Break the law.
Hope is shaw.
Damn it, we're the media. We cannot break a single law because we are the media.
And now to the funniest man in world news.
Skip, the stand-up reporter. Hi, Skip.
Hi, guys. Good to be here today. Our top story today continues to be the divorce between Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley. She says he's spending too much time with his chimpanzee. He says she misunderstood him when he said he was going outside to blow bubbles. That's the news. Back to you.
Thanks, Skip. Irritate.
Castigate.
It's our job to agitate. Watergate.
Contragate.
We control the big debate. We dictate, carry weight,
Trying to prognosticate.
and watch us as we levitate because we are the fourth estate. Time now for the weather.
With sunshine, the weather mime.
Hi, sunshine.
Oh, I wonder what the weather...
It's going to be an umbrella. Oh,
Umbrella,
rain.
it's gonna
Looks
be
like
rainy.
rain. Oh, it's going to be windy too. I love it when it's
my
windy.
goodness.
Check out that. Oh boy. Thanks, sunshine. Dark forces want the First Amendment amended till they shut us up. But then we'd have to check our sources.
Then who would publicize your smut?
We scream out loud for regulation and promise we will not abuse. I'm the National Guardian,
The skewer of Republicans.
so hail the brave new anchorman.
That boogeyman is me.
Read my bio. You say yes to the press.
We don't have to clean our mess.
Acquiesce, second guess everything that you confess. What a mess, we digress. We believe what we profess, and that is why we have success, because you like the same BS. Time now for sports with Biff, the sports guy. Hi, Biff.
Hi, everybody. Just a few sports scores to pass along. We've got 43-26, 22-13, and 2-1. Also in regional action, no Minnesota Vikings were arraigned on spousal abuse charges.
That's hard to believe, isn't it? Thanks, Biff. So don't dare try to stand before us. Our pen is mightier than the sword. I'm the grand comedian.
And I'm the great tragedian.
And all that's in the minion, your idiom is me. Ask Pat Miles. When we spew something new, don't forget that you are glue.
We debut.
We miscue and we try to misconstrue. Peekaboo,
Deja vu.
peekaboo,
Deja vu.
peekaboo.
deja vu.
Guess who's out there watching you? And we are gonna beat on you until your body's black and blue. We are gonna laugh at you until you meet your Waterloo. We are gonna rant until you take our point of view.
I was a young guy, and just a few years earlier, in 1976, I had turned 18 years old and cast my first ever ballot for Jimmy Carter. And I was always very happy about that, proud to cast that vote. So several years later, I'm still a young guy. What am I, 24, 5, something like that. I had a girlfriend at the time in show business, and she was doing a gig in Atlanta. She was doing some theater down there. I was living in California at the time. So I flew down to Atlanta to spend some time with my girlfriend. And one Sunday morning, she had a Sunday matinee to do. I thought, you know what? I'm not that far from Plains. I'm going to drive down to Plains, see if I can see Jimmy Carter. I didn't even know if he'd be there, but I figured, well, I'll go to his church because I heard, he's always at church on a Sunday, teaching his Sunday school classes. So I'll just go down to Plains. I'll just drive down there in my rented car, see if I can find him. So I did. Jumped in my car. Beautiful drive. If you've never been to the South, especially, not just the freeways, but especially the off-roads, the side roads, the country roads, oh, it's beautiful. A kind of green you just don't see anywhere else. Lush, beautiful. This was summertime. Really beautiful. So it was a nice drive. Running a little bit late. I'm afraid I'm going to miss it. I wasn't even sure which church, but I knew Plains was a very small town, so I kind of just drove around and looked for a church. Found one, went in. Whoop, that's the wrong church. Okay, get back in my car. Took me just a couple of minutes, and there I was at Jimmy Carter's church. The service was just about to begin. I walked timidly through the back door, the main door, find myself a little seat, try to be inconspicuous. And it's just a small crowd. Place wasn't packed. Small church, congregation. You could tell a few were tourists like me, fans. And I got there just in time to hear the preacher, the guy in charge, kind of giving the ground rules. He said, yes, President Carter is here, and he'd be very happy to meet you after the service. He'd be very happy to pose for a picture with you, if you care to do that. He requests, please, no autographs. I wasn't sure why, but he said no autographs. Okay. So those are the ground rules. So I sit through the service, and afterwards, on this beautiful summer day, a warm, moist breeze greeted us as we all left the church, and there was a kind of a wooden walkway, kind of a deck porch outside of the side of the church. And I hung back, kind of shy, as President Carter greeted well-wishers. And they spoke for a moment, and took a picture, and shook hands. And finally, I couldn't put it off anymore because everyone took off. And there I am, standing there. Just me and Jimmy. It was pretty great. And I was a mess. I was shy, nervous. I just looked at him. I shook his small, frail hand, and I just said, thank you. I couldn't come up with anything else. That's all I said. I just said, thank you. And he was very kind, of course, as you would imagine. He looks you right in the eye, that little smile, that famous smile. And we made a little chit-chat. I have no idea what we said. Obviously he could sense my ineptness, but was very kind about it. So we made a little talk. I didn't have a camera with me, so no picture. I did muster up the nerve to say, I know you're not signing autographs, but I wonder if you'd make an exception and sign your memoir, which I had bought recently. And I brought it to Atlanta with me with this idea in mind that I might get a chance to meet him. So he said, sure, I'll sign the book. I'll autograph your book. And I said, it's really not my book. It's my mother's. I gave it to her as a gift because she was a big fan of yours, and as am I. So would you sign it for my mother? He said, sure. And it was only then that I realized I had left the book in my car. No. Oh, I'm sorry. I left it in my car. I'll go get it. And then he does an amazing thing. Jimmy Carter looks at me and says, well, I'll walk with you. So there's no parking lot. It's just all grass. We're all parked on the grass. And I was one of the last ones to arrive, the last one to arrive, so I'm at the far end of this little grassy area where people had parked. So we had a good, at least 20, 30 yards to walk. And we walked to the car. Again, chit-chat that I have no memory of at all. I don't remember what we talked about. Just me and Jimmy Carter. I get the book out of the car. He signs it for me, wishes me well. I thank him again. And he turns and walks back to the church. And I just stood there in a moment that I knew would be with me for the rest of my life. And I watched him walk back to the church. And it was only then that I noticed the Secret Service agents at various locations. Of course, they'd been with us the whole time, but I never noticed. So he walked back in the church. I got back in my car, feeling a bit lightheaded about the whole thing. Yeah, I had met my hero. And not only that, I got to have a real moment with him. And I got to thank him.
The Inquirer, and Media Mania, by members of Dudley Riggs' Brave New Workshop and Instant Theater.
This episode of Charles Purcell Presents is available right now wherever you find your podcasts. Or go to the website charlespurcell.com for the full archive and all the other series in the podcast family. Follow, comment, and contact me on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks to our flagship station, River West Radio, riverwestradio.com. Theme music composed and performed by Peter Donalds. From the New Arts and Media Studios in Milwaukee, I'm Charles Purcell.